the Jali Aboriginal Land Council and Desert P Media launch of a series of productions that were produced late last year in the community of Cabbage Tree Island, which is north coast of New South Wales, and we're premiering a short film and a music video production that was created with the Cabbo mob. It was all about the sort of big traumatic flood events that happened in 2022 and sort of debriefing and documenting that experience for the community.
Cabbo's what we live for, unity and family, our culture gon' live on. There are stories in our river 60 old song. So we tell us of our stories, that's why we gon' remain strong.
It's a feeling that our eyes can't see. I dream of a place where I can be, where the river meets the sea, my island home.
And the community is still in temporary housing, which is really difficult for lots of people, especially the elders and young people. And it's really kind of hard to know where it's going to end up, which is probably the most difficult thing about the whole scenario. So, there's not any easy answers to that question. It's something that's going to evolve over time, but there's some great people working on it, and we just hope that there can be some resolution for the community as soon as possible.
Today I think is a significant step for the community, for the families that were affected, and more importantly for our young people as well, because it's about their future at the end of the day. It's been one of the hardest periods of Jali's life within the Land Council space, but more importantly it's also been one of the hardest spaces for the community as well. So it's been a joint journey. We've been there supporting the community from day one, from the evacuation right through to today, and then beyond. We're going to be emerging into a new phase of what community life might look like for Cabbage Tree Island, and then more importantly what community life might be like for the future of the tenants and these young kids. That's probably the most important thing for us to focus on, because I think I said it earlier, it's not about what happens now, it's about what happens in the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years time, because we have to think future and we have to think about how we do it better. The support we've gotten from our zone office and from the state, particularly in the last 8, 9 months, I can't knock them, mate. They've been there with me as a CEO, they've been there with our board, they've been there supporting our membership in the journey that we've undertaken. I think the working relationship is one now that is of respect. They're a part of this as well, so they're a part of the journey in relation to where we've come from and where we need to go to. And I think their support's going to be integral to that really key and crucial decision making around what happens to the future, not just of Cabbage Tree Island, but what happens to the future of our community.
My name is Madison James, grew up on Cabbage Tree Island, born and bred.
Alan Roberts, come from Cabbo.
My name is Takai James and I come from Cabbage Tree Island.
We've got people still living in pods, obviously. The uncertainty of knowing whether we're allowed to go back home or not is still very real for our community, but it's just to, I think it's just to ease some of the burden and just take a step back and relax a little bit. And eventually there will be light at the end of the tunnel, but at the moment I think what they've done with recording, doing the documentary and letting the community speak for themselves so their voices are heard is important. It's also important that the kids' voices are heard throughout, and they've made that quite clear in their film clip that they did, which they actually wrote and sung and film clipped themselves. So, more power to the kids anyway. But yeah, I think it's just stay positive at the end of it, whichever one. And we are a tight-knit community. We all support one another, and we'll continue to do that until we either go back home or see what the outcome is.
We play, I guess, a vital role to, every local Aboriginal Land Council around New South Wales, but more so with Cabbage Tree Island, with the significant flooding event back in early 2022. We've sort of been, I guess, just packing in as much support as we can to, both the CEO and the board, but also the membership. I think it's very important that we get behind local Aboriginal land councils that, you know, need to, I guess, try and continue on as best they can, particularly, you know, when they experience these types of events that really impact their communities. And that's what we do, support grassroots people as much as we can, because that's why we're here, to mob on the ground. That's what matters most.